Oh, sorry, I saw the logo. Sorry, Tommy Simbazo, Games Trade Media. I'm here at PAX Unplugged with my good buddy Eric from WizKids. How you doing, Eric?
Doing pretty good. It's great
what
to
do
see
you
you.
got to show us today?
Today I've got to show you a lot of really fun little games. This one is Coraline.
Based off the movie, right?
Exactly. Based on the movie, the classic story, iconic film. It's a cooperative adventure game where you're playing as the ghost children trying to help Coraline escape the other world and get back home.
Okay.
So you play Coraline cards, which let you do different things, often moving around, revealing items, and collecting them to your satchel. But every turn, you also have to play a Beldam card, which moves the Beldam around and usually messes up your whole day. If you can collect all the items you need and get to the living room before the moon gets fully covered, you'll win the game.
Okay.
Every time I play it, it comes down to the last couple of turns, so it's really tense, and it really kind of gets at the theme. It's very evocative, it's fun, and it comes in a nice compact little box. It's a $20 game, so we think it's going to be really, really fun. If you dig the movie, if you're looking for a really tight, tough but really tense and entertaining thematic cooperative experience, Coraline's your game.
So, let's say I have a friend that really likes Nightmare Before Christmas, and I'm looking for a last-minute holiday gift. Boom, the Coraline game.
Yeah,
and then you can play
perfect.
it with them. And how many people can play this?
Plays up to 4. It's 1 to 4 actually, so you can play by solo.
So you can play by yourself.
Absolutely.
It's a solo adventure.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad, but so can we play a little bit of it right now? Can we?
Sure. Here.
Let's say the game's already set up.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're going to look at your hand.
Okay.
And you're going to pick one card to play.
Okay. Let's do I do a move place card, right?
Perfect.
Like this, right, and it says move Coraline to any room occupied by another character, then play another card.
Okay. So you might move her to the attic where we've got Babinski, and if the ghost die is there, you might be able to then play another card that reveals the ghost die.
I have a reveal card.
Perfect.
Boom.
That would reveal the ghost die. But then when your turn ends, you draw back up to your hand size.
Okay.
You get more cards, and then play a Beldam card. So if the snow globe is in Coraline's room, she would have to drop it. It's not. So if it isn't, you have to drop another object. So unfortunately, she has to drop the skeleton key, and we'll have to figure out a way to get it back.
Okay.
And then it's my turn. I try to pick up the items and get back on our way.
And then once a turn goes around, do you then reveal a moon card? Or
no. So the moon cards. So a lot of Beldam cards are this happens or this happens.
Okay.
Usually this bad thing or this bad thing.
Okay.
Sometimes it's this very bad thing or advance the moon card. So early on, you're like, I got moon cards to spare. I'll just keep flipping them. But then all of a sudden, you're on number 5, and you're hoping you don't have to make another tough choice.
Well, that sounds great. For $20, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a fun game you can play with the kids, with your friends, or by yourself drinking alone, like me.
All right.
I'll
so
use all my strength. What else you got?
We got another cup. We have a couple more really fun, quick games. This is Stampede.
Okay.
So Stampede is a game about stamp collecting, specifically animal stamps.
Nice. My mom tried to get me into that when I was a kid.
My mom succeeded in getting me into that when I was a kid. Loved stamp collecting. What's really cool about this game, it's a set collection game. You're trying to collect sets of different animals.
Okay.
The first person to collect 5 of a certain animal. So
I'm
if you
familiar with
get
all
to
these
5,
animals.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
This is clearly a rhinoceros.
Of course. So if you collect 5 rhinoceri, you'll win the game. Or if you collect 1 of each animal, you win the game.
Okay.
But when it's your turn, you're going to play an animal and then do whatever. First, actually, you draw. Then you play an animal and you do whatever action that animal says.
So is that discard 3 cards, draw 3 cards?
Pretty
or put
much.
3 cards back into the library?
It's take the top 3 cards from the deck and put your hand on top of the deck in whatever order. Every animal has a different ability. Lions basically steal cards from other players. Giraffes take the card from the top of the deck, of course, because they're
long,
giraffes. Different abilities are like different levels of aggression. And what I really like is that when there's games where cards are spinning around, it's very easy to misplay. In Stampede, as long as you end your turn with 3 cards in your hand and 1 more card than you started with, you played it right. Nice. So there's a great way to just keep checking, which makes it very easy to pick up quickly. Another really neat thing that this game does that I don't really see elsewhere is the cards are kind of marked. So if you can see, they have 2 different stamps on the back of them. one of those stamps is going to match what's on the front of the card, but you don't know which. So whenever you're playing, say you've collected 4 giraffes, and I'm like, oh man, I think he might be about to win, but none of the cards have a giraffe on the back. I know that I'm safe for now.
Nice.
Because you don't have a giraffe.
I love cheating.
Exactly. As long as it's in the rules, it's not technically cheating.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's Stampede. It plays in 20 minutes. Real quick to learn, real tough to master.
How many people can it support?
It plays up to 6.
Okay.
From 2 to 6. It's a really tight heads-up game or a really kind of chaotic and tricky 6-player game.
And what's the price point
player
on this?
Counts in between, of course. This is also going to be $20.
Man, you got a lot of $20. These are stocking stuffer prices.
Yeah, I love this game. Once I have this, it's not ever going to leave my bag.
Oh, nice.
It's really, really fun.
All right.
Cool. So
and
that
what else
is
you got?
Stampede.
You got 2 winners for me.
Yeah.
Don't give me a stinker now.
I hope I got some more. A few years ago, we published a game called Tournament at Camelot, which was a really exciting anti-trick-taking game. So normally in a trick-taking game, you want to take the tricks.
Okay.
In Tournament at Camelot, if you take a trick, that counts as wounds. You get damage, you get hurt by weapons, so you're not winning the tournament.
Okay.
So you need to play cards in a way to make your opponents take the tricks.
Okay.
So it was a really successful game. It was really a lot of fun. Now we're coming out with a standalone sequel that's fully compatible with Tournament at Camelot called Tournament at Avalon. This adds all new protagonists to the game, all new special weapon cards, all new godsend cards, and but it's the same gameplay. It's a little bit more negotiation and diplomacy based with the way the new powers work. But again, it's going to be very familiar, and you can mix and match player powers, mix and match cards.
Now, can this be played as a standalone?
Absolutely.
Nice.
It's a full. It's not an expansion. It's a full standalone game that's really great on its own. But like I said, you can mix and match, or you can even combine them to play up to 8 players. Normally, it's 2 to 6 players. So the cards have this really great medieval kind of theme and look to them. Sorcery cards, sword cards, deception. Some of the cards are poison. That's what the blood means. That means if you take them, it's extra damage.
Okay.
So Avalon, the original game had special weapon cards that represented Merlin and the stuff that Merlin did. In Avalon, Merlin's been replaced by Morgan Le Fay, who's got her own kind of tricks and abilities, and of course her apprentice sorceresses, and she can sort of give the mists of Avalon, which can also mess up your whole day if that appears in if your opponent ends up having it in a trick.
We've all seen gargoyles.
It also, again, has all new protagonists. One is now Merlin, freed of his role in the, as you know, the main game sorcerer. He's now a playable character with his wizard staff. We've got Sir Galahad, who has the Grail. The Grail has a really cool ability. So most of the time, if you get like damaged enough, you get your companion card, which gives you an extra kind of boost. But Galahad's companion card doesn't start until you get to 0 health, because it actually lets you recover 150 health.
Like in the third Indiana Jones movie.
Exactly like the third Indiana Jones movie. He has chosen wisely. And finally, we got Lancelot. I shouldn't say finally. So there's 10 different protagonist and companion pairs in the game. These are just 3 of them. The original's got 10, so if you've got both, now you've got 20. This is a just phenomenally fun game.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's really unique. Like I said, anti-trick-taking. So if you dig trick-taking, this is a twist you absolutely need to play. Even if you don't dig trick-taking, this might be the twist that you need to really, really get into.
And how much is this one? Probably like $70?
This one's going to be $25.
$25?
Yes.
This is all great. I mean, you're right in the window of, if you have someone that loves like combat-based games, I mean, this is great.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's a really fun, like, quick way to play combat to, you get some maneuvering, get that, competitive nature in. With some fun, weird player powers that mess everything up.
If you hate your siblings, just lay into them with Morgana, right?
Yeah.
Now, are these all available? Where can people get these?
So this is coming out in February.
Okay.
But Tournament at Camelot is available right now at our booth.
So what you could do right now is get Tournament at Camelot.
Yep.
You learn it, you play it, get all your friends addicted, and then you get this, and you're like, now you got to pay me to play.
Exactly.
That's how you make your money back.
Yep, pay to play. That's definitely
And where can people follow about all these games on social media?
WizKids on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're always talking about our upcoming games. All our samples, everything we've got coming out that we're excited about.
That's awesome, Eric. Well, thanks for stopping. Oh, wait,
one more thing, if you've got
you have
another second, yes.
Wait,
we get to show off for the first time Headlock Paper Scissors, a WWE version of Rock Paper Wizard. The same kind of gameplay where you're sort of playing Rock Paper Wizard, but you're doing different wrestling holds, strikes, showboating moves to move up and back a track. And it's even going to have, it's kind of like the Money in the Bank, imagine of those. There's actually going to be a 3-dimensional ladder that your figure can climb on their way to winning the game.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
And as everyone knows, the cream always rises to the top. And this looks like a lot of cream. Oh, man, this is great. I know someone that I'm going to put this in my bag because I know someone's going to love this. All right, well, Eric, you have blown my mind with all these great games. So if you're here at PAX, check out the booth for WizKids for all these great games and stuff coming out. And we'll see you at your local game shop. Xmas. I'm Tommy Simbazo with Games Trade Media, and I am here with Chris from Calliope Games. How are you, Chris?
I am fantastic.
What is this?
This is Station Master.
What do you do with station? Has it got trains?
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Come on. Who doesn't love a good train game?
There's a station on Pluto TV called Slow Ride. All they do is show the front-facing camera of a train real time. Florida to Jersey.
Well, I'm done here. I got to go check that out.
See?
Bye-bye.
I've planned your night. So how do you play this?
Okay, so Station Master, let me give you a little context here. So
Please,
Station Master was originally a Mayfair game back in the day.
Okay.
And back in the day, about 2004, right? Yeah, we're going to go ahead and tuck that back
we have
there.
you in all this webbing. There we go.
I'm only a puppet. So this was a game that was released back then, and it's beloved. It's one of the top 100 train games on BGG. So people really like this game, but the original version was nice. But what we did was when our President Ray was able to get his hands on this is his all-time favorite game.
Okay.
He said, I'm going to make this the fanciest version of this game it possibly can be. So this game is all about being, well, station masters. You are conductors at the station. There are locomotives lined up. You need to couple the rail cars to the locomotives, and you need to board people on these trains and then send them off.
Okay.
And whoever can do that the most efficiently will be crowned the, I don't know, the king, queen, station master. I'm not sure.
I believe it's Station Czar.
There you go. Stations, the train czar.
Train czar.
Train czar. Train czar. So what you get in the game, first off, I want to show off this just sumptuous, beautiful
These are
art
beautifully done.
of all of this different. You have locomotives. You have rail cars. You got these action cars that show these beautiful old turn of the century kind of
That kind of looks
wonderful.
like Will Ferrell.
It could be. He's there. He's about to shoot a cheerleader sketch for SNL. He's got to get on that train and get over there. So what you're going to do, everybody gets a set of these passenger pawns. Now,
Okay.
what I want to point out is each of these sets on one side actually has a passenger value. There's going to be 2 1s. There's going to be 2 2s. There's going to be a 3 and a -1.
Is that
You're
a
saying,
bad
like,
apple?
what in
Yeah,
the world is that? We'll call that a comped ticket. Maybe
Okay,
that's what that
okay,
is. That's a
okay.
comped, comp ticket, something like that. So everyone's going to get a set of passenger pawns. The other thing, so we're going to go ahead and cheat a little bit here. We're going to put all these things together like this.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you how this thing works. So grab a set of pawns. Go ahead and grab
Just
whichever
one
set
of
of pawns
each,
you want.
or just 3?
You grab all 6 of one color.
6 1. I like feet.
I'll go ahead and take the top hats, and we'll send these over here. Get them the heck out of the way.
See ya.
Okay, so based on the number of players, we're going to have a number of locomotives laid out. So here we've got a little steam locomotive here, and then we've got another little steam locomotive here. Okay, so for 2 players, we got 2 locomotives out.
That's a Crenshaw 680.
There you go. See?
Nice, yeah.
Man, oh, man. It's a little what, 2-4-2 kind of a thing? I'm not sure. But, okay, so then what we're each going to get is we're going to get 3 cards. Okay. Now in the cards, don't look. I'm going to show these guys. What you're going to get is you're going to get either special cards. You're going to get rail cars, different things like that, and beautiful different things that you can get. Some of them have values. So let's pretend I also had this thing here. So some of them have passenger cars, which have positive values. Some of them are freight cars, which have negative values. So you're going to have a hand of these. And along with your little
Can I look at my
pieces,
hand?
Yes, absolutely.
All right,
Take
okay.
a look at that.
Oh, you're so done.
Yeah, right. So here's what you do on your turn. And these little pawns, this is a prototype, so these are acrylic. However, the final ones will be wooden, and they will be a little thicker, but you can actually stand these things up so that you can see them on your side. What you could do on your turn is either you choose to play a card from your hand to add it to a train or perform its special ability, or you put a passenger on a train, which means you put it on the locomotive card.
Okay.
So let's say on my turn, I decide I'm going to go ahead and put this 2 on this train right here. So boom, the value of this train at this moment is 2. Let's take a moment and talk about these numbers on the locomotives. So this is a 4, this is a 3. That number is the maximum number of pawns collectively
that each
we
card
can
hold.
put on this train.
Okay.
So we can put 4 on here. It's also the number of rail cars that can be attached to this train. And once the 4th rail car is attached, this train is going to whoop, whoop, pull out of the station, and we will determine its value based on the rail cars.
Okay.
Right now it's only a 2. We will multiply that when we reveal by the collective number of passenger pawns that we have on there. So if you got a 1 and a 1, you've got 2 times whatever the value of this train is.
Okay.
So I put that on there, and because I did that, I will draw a card to get my hand back up to 3.
Okay.
And now it is your turn. So either play a pawn or play a card.
What if I did one of these?
Ooh, so now what we have here is a fancy executive class card. It is worth +6 points to a train if it's pulled by an executive class locomotive, which this one is not.
Any
so right
other,
now, this
-3.
train is a -3.
Nothing at this point.
You know, the people are like,
It's
I don't want
worthless.
to be on a train that's got some kind of junky engine.
No.
What is this?
It probably, this cart used to be in a circus and they never cleaned it.
That could be it.
Put some chairs in it.
Stinks. Now, so you have played this, so you draw a card, so you got 3 in your hand again.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to go ahead and just throw a passenger on that train.
Okay.
Now, you're thinking to yourself, yeah,
what have you
Why
done?
would he do that? So now it's your turn. You could throw a negative value thing on here to try to hurt me, or you could put a positive to try to offset that and bring it back up, or you could throw a passenger on one of the trains.
I'm going to do a passenger. Now,
right.
do they have to be on the lead car? Can I put them on
It goes
anyone?
on the locomotive because
Okay.
there can be some changing things that happen with these rail cars. So you always put it on the locomotive to show that they're on that train.
Boom.
Goes face down.
These boots are made for
no
riding.
idea what you just placed there. I'm sitting there going, what did he do? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to really confuse you. I'm going to put a -4 on there, and you're thinking to yourself, what is he doing?
Ooh. Yeah, I am
Over to
thinking
you.
that. All right, well, you know what? I'm going to do a -3. This car,
Wow.
it's now
Wow.
hauling live sewage.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you put the card you drew. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw this 1 on there. I have now completed this train because actually, I'm sorry.
No,
we broke the rule.
That
this
train's
train already
gone.
left. When you placed that there, that train pulled out.
Yeah.
And you're thinking to yourself, you're so smart.
I got you now.
But what did I do? I put my -1 on there, which means, as all of the math nerds watching this know, a negative times a negative is a positive. The value of this train is actually 10. So it's the -3, the -3, and the -4. So it's a -10 times the -1. I just got myself 10 points.
You got me. You
So on my
screwed me.
handy-dandy little note card, I would write, I've got the 10 points right there. This comes back to me. This goes back to a discard pile over here. This goes here, and a new locomotive comes out. And now this one is an 8.
Oh, man.
So 8 cars, 8 people.
That's a Stevenson 870 built in the 1930s.
My goodness, you know a lot about
You can tell by the
trains.
Art Deco.
Wow.
Yeah, my neurologist says I have a propensity for these things.
My goodness. Is that your neurologist, that train?
He is. He left in the craft car.
Is this him here?
Yeah,
This
that's
is him right here.
Oh,
He's-
Dr. Bill?
he's actually here. He's waving at you.
Dr. Santa.
He's saying,
Take
please,
your medication.
please stop talking. please, can you please pay your bill? So that's how the flow of the game works. You will add rail cars. You will add the passenger pawns. You will reveal there's little twists and turns and things that happen that are very strange.
Yeah, I thought I had you.
Yes.
But then you with your bassist.
And let's say something happened where there's a situation where you had one of yours on here, or maybe I don't like the fact that you're here. I could play special cards like the Caboose, which sends this train immediately, and you would get a 2-point train times whatever you had there. So you thought you were smart putting the 3. I just gave you 6 points. I cut you off.
Whatever.
And if
You
you play
got a
that on an
4-point
8,
lead.
someone's like, oh, I got a whole long train ahead of me here.
Yeah.
Someone throws a caboose on it right at the beginning. That's it. That's it.
Curses.
Now, this is very much like the game that Mayfair produced. Now, one of the things that we did when we got this was we talked to Chris Bayless, who is the designer of this game. He's a wonderful gentleman from England, and he was very excited to help us out with this. We reached out to him and said, what kind of things did you have with this game that maybe never made it into the original version? And he said one of the things was intermediate stations that actually cut the train into various chunks. And so what we did was we added those in. We call them depots. Everybody gets one of these depot cards at the beginning of the game. That sits in front of you. Once per game, you can choose, instead of a card or your passenger pawn, you can put a depot and basically stop the train. You do the scoring, and then you put one of your pawns on the depot, and you continue the train from there. This is a little bit of, it helps against a runaway leader to a certain extent. So you can do this if someone's ahead and they start a train, you're like, nope, I'm cutting you off at the knees. You're not getting this great train.
I love. There's so many ways to twist and turn to beguile the winner.
Oh yeah, and we even have so some of these. We talked about the executive class. Here's an executive class locomotive. This one is executive class means that there we go. If you have the executive class carriage, that's going to give it the positive value. There's also, and this is my favorite locomotive. I actually know which one this is. This is the Big Boy, and the Big Boy, whoops, over here. Is a freight train, as you can see down here. What that does is it actually flips it so that the negative red freight cars are worth positive value, and the passenger green values are worth negative on the freight train.
I love it.
So you want to ride those rails with a bindle stick on your shoulder. This is the train for you right there. So yeah, every game there's one of the cards in the deck is the Rush Hour card. When you get the Rush Hour card, you have to immediately play it and put an extra locomotive out. Now there's extra train for the rest of the game.
This is crazy. This is crazy.
It is so much fun to play.
Now, how do you decide what's the win condition?
Win condition is all of the trains leave. So there's a finite number of locomotives.
Okay.
When the last train pulls out of the station, that's the end of the game, and you see who's got the highest score.
Nice.
Now, this game is due out early 2020. We're very excited about this. One thing I want to show, and I'm breaking rules here. They're all yelling at me. They're like, you can't pull out your phone. Don't do that. Don't do that. What are you doing?
Tag all your friends right now.
So a lot of people don't like the math. You
No,
know?
yeah, math is horrible.
So what we've actually done
It's the
is
worst thing the Greeks ever did.
we've created a scoring app that when you use this, you choose your tokens, you hit start, boom. When you score a train, you choose which locomotive you have. So let's say we're using these little ones here, whatever it might be. Wow, there was that one right there. You add the different rail cars that you put on the train, boom, and then you use these sliders to say how many people you had on the train per player. You hit score, and boom, it'll tell you right there exactly what your score is, and keep your scores that way.
What do you got? Some sort of witch
Right?
that works this?
Yeah, we have a witch named Dan Taylor from Thunderbox Entertainment.
It's a warlock.
But I tell you what,
making
I'm
apps
gonna
in
throw
the
that
ether.
right down there.
What's that, from the cloud?
Yeah, it came right out of the cloud.
I knew it.
Cumulonimbus.
You can smell it.
Yes. So we wanted to make a beautiful game that you can play. This is 2 to 6 players you can play this with.
Now,
You
how
can play
long
with a
does
big
a
old group.
normal game take?
4.5 hours.
Woo!
No, not really. I'm just kidding.
So quick.
No, Calliope Games. We're always under an hour. This one, we say 30 to 50 minutes on the box. That's for the people who really think.
Okay.
This is usually about a 30 to 40 minute game.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
what's the price point? How much cheddar people
This is
dropping
a
on this?
$25 game.
That's incredible.
25 American U.S.
That
dollars.
is in a day and age where games will run you $50, $60, $25 for something that your very large family can play of
Yes.
6 people.
Yeah.
Man, that is great. And
Yeah.
and it's going to be available where?
This will be available in every friendly local game store out there. We would like to see it in every one of those. So that's who's going to have it.
Now, let's say people can't get to the game store. Where can they find you on social media?
Well, they can go to CalliopeGames.com. They can go to @CalliopeGames on Twitter. They can go to Calliope Games on Facebook. They can visit me on Friendster. They can go to the MySpace.
There you go.
They
Still
can
on
send up
MySpace?
smoke signals. Oh, yeah.
What about LinkedIn?
Yeah, we always do LinkedIn.
Plenty of fish?
Yes, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Was that LinkedIn or Plankton?
Plankton.
Plankton. The fishing site.
You get a Krabby Patty recipe with everyone.
Oh,
the old
it's
chum
wonderful.
bucket.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, it has been such a pleasure to learn this game with you and share my love of trains with you.
You know what? It's been a pleasure just to sit at this table.
It's been a pleasure just
and
to sit.
talk to you.
All right, guys. Well, make sure you follow Chris and Calliope Games on everything, and we'll see you on the convention floor and at your friendly local game store. Tommy Simbazo here with Game Trade Media, and I am here with Kurt with nope, we're not. Give me a
Now it's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be great.
Good, 'cause I forgot my name. It's hard to say Kurt from Smirk and Dagger.
Yeah. Take a breath.
Okay. Oh, hey guys! I'm sorry, I was having such a good time here. I'm Tommy Simbazo with Game Trade Media, here with Kurt from Smirk and Dagger Games. Kurt, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
How's
we're
your
having a
PAX
great
going?
show. Yeah, it's been crazy busy doing a lot of demos and getting a lot of interest in our new stuff coming this year.
Is this some of your new stuff?
This is, yes.
Tell me about it. What you
Yes.
got? What
so
you got?
it's a little bit of scoop. We haven't really talked about this yet.
Okay, you're getting it exclusive.
We are, after 16 years of being in the industry, we're doing our very first Kickstarter
Okay.
coming February.
Okay.
And it is Cindr.
Cindr.
Which is kind of a takeoff on Tinder, where you're quite the adventurous type looking to get into the exciting world of dating dragons without getting burned.
As all of us are.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's a push your luck dice fest, and it's goofy and
This
fun.
sounds, yeah, so how do
Yeah.
you play?
So the first thing is, now I've forgotten things.
All right. As he disappears, we're
no, if you
we are
yeah,
super
it's in that white
professional
box.
here.
So, yeah, all right. The worst. Thank you. All right. So the first thing you're going to do is there's all these profile pictures that can represent you in the game.
Okay.
So you can choose any one of them, and then you're gonna fill out a name for yourself. So maybe I'll be Orky.
Okay.
And profile. Preferred pronoun she.
Okay.
Likes battle.
Yeah, who doesn't?
And dislikes walk on the beach.
You have wrote everything that's on my Tinder profile
Yeah.
right here.
So,
I prefer battle, madam.
now, all of that is just kind of thematic fluff.
Okay,
Though
yeah.
people will tend to roleplay it. Then you've got your compatibility matcher. And this is actually the mechanic of the game where, as it relates to treasure, are you more of a hoarder, an investor, or a spender, would you say?
Well, I like to say my dad was a ginger and my mother was a hoarder. So I got a
Okay.
red beard and a closet full of garbage.
There it is. Hoarder it is. Okay. So therefore, climate. Hot, cold, mild. What really appeals to you?
I'm a cold guy.
Cold guy. Perfect. So now, lifestyle. Active, relaxed, hibernates.
Active.
Active, yeah. And social. Solitary, amiable, outgoing.
Outgoing.
Outgoing. There you are. So this is now your profile on Cindr.
I'm ready. I'm ready to hit the scene.
That's right. And so now you're going to start looking through profiles of dragons to see how compatible they feel based
Okay.
on what they've written.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's take a look at Ka. Ka, the Sky Terror. Together, we're seeking a strong and capable ally. Together, we'll crush our enemies beneath our combined might. Animal lovers, A+. Sound?
I like it.
Okay, let's right swipe.
Swipe right.
And now let's take a look and see how well we
All right.
mesh.
See how this date goes.
Right. Now, look, this is great. You guys both love cold weather. Now, that is a green die,
Okay.
which is weighted towards love versus fire.
Okay.
And when you start rolling dice, 3 flames is going to end in a burn, so you don't really want that. So this is a great die to have.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good.
Now, you're only 1 away on treasure. That's a blue die. That's 50-50.
Okay.
Active, another green die, and amiable, another blue. Now, if you'd been 2 away on something, that's a red die, which is weighted more fire than
Okay.
love.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is now your first set of dice. But before you roll them,
Okay.
we're going to a location.
Oh, where are we going?
Right. Ka has decided.
Ka better take me someplace nice.
Yeah, well, looked at the Whelp app, and so it's chosen the snow chalet where you can enjoy a day on the slopes and warming up with a cocoa by the roaring fire.
Ooh,
Yeah.
now I'm a snowboarder. If he's a 2-planker, I ain't into it.
Well, we're going to find out
Okay.
because it's going to start with skiing.
Oh, okay.
All right?
This date's horrible.
All right. Well, we're going to find so now there are 3 phases
I'm
of the
already
date.
texting my friend. Call me in a half hour.
Yeah. And people will absolutely do that during
yeah,
the game.
yeah.
So there's 3 phases to any date. In this case, it's skiing. If that goes well, you can push your luck, have drinks.
Okay.
If that goes well, firelit cuddles. All right? So what
Getting it
sa-
in.
So what it says is you're going to update your climate by 1. Well, you're already 100% on climate. You
Okay.
can't go higher than that, so you're good there. And as a bonus, if you roll 0 to 1 sparks, some of the fires have sparks.
Okay.
0 to 1, you're going to upgrade a die on your second roll if you choose to go there.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll those dice for now.
All right, let's see how the date goes.
Let's go. Okay, that's great. So you've got 3 love and 1 fire.
Ooh.
Now you're going to place the fire aside.
Okay, fire aside.
Right? So
That's
now you got 3 left. Now you can either bank those points, or you can say, hey, things are going pretty well. Going to push my luck.
I think I'm going to push my luck.
Right. And by the way, because you did roll 0 to 1 sparks, this is going to upgrade to a green die, making your odds even better.
I don't know. This guy's looking pretty good.
Okay.
Ka the Sky
We're
Terror.
going to drinks. And
Maybe
you
I'll be missed the Sky
you
Terror.
discovered you like skiing a little bit.
I do. I didn't hit anything. It was great.
Oh. Oh, what happened during drinks?
I probably said something intolerant.
Okay, well, so that is 3 fire, and therefore you have been burned during the date. So
it was going so well.
Yeah.
I already told my mom.
Oh, that's rough. Well, sadly, Ka goes back to the dating pool, so you can try again next time. But because you did get burned, you were burned with 2 dice on that last roll. You know, don't feel like there's something, you know, it's not you. It's probably just the relate. I mean, you get an apology token. These are second chance tokens for next date. Since that didn't go well, now you've got 1 extra chance to make things right. So this is going to allow you to remove a fire from your next date. You can. So if it was this one, you could have said, oh, well, you know what, that goes away. I can keep on going. I could bank those points or keep rolling. So anyway, that's generally the flow of the game and the feel of it, and you're just trying to get to 21 love points.
This is very fun and clever, and I love the whole dating aspect of it. It's very easy to role play. This is great. Now, how long does a game like this usually take?
Oh, like 30 minutes.
And how many people can play?
So right now we've got it set for 2 to 4.
Okay.
You could squeeze in extra players, but then there's just a little bit more downtime. But you'll have enough components to play as many people as you want, so long as you don't mind the downtime.
Now, are you thinking down the road, are you thinking maybe an expansion, like more people you can date or anything?
Oh, well, so I think we're going to actually have like a, potentially unlock a little bit of a mini expansion.
Okay.
That's actually, you know.
One of the Kickstarter goals?
Yeah, it'll probably pack right into the box, but one of the thoughts was, well, what if maybe you had some dating preferences and you could get some bonus points at the end? So even if someone else kind of won the race to the end, maybe you really enjoy breath weapons like electric.
Who doesn't?
Right. So if you dated successfully enough dragons that had, you know, lightning breath weapons, there's escalating number of points you might get as a bonus at the end, and therefore you might just leap into the lead.
I love it.
So that's going to be, you know, one of the things, and then you would track all that on the back of a card.
This is really great.
Yeah.
Now, how much? The Kickstarter? What are your goal levels? How much on the Kickstarter can I get the game for?
I believe it's going to be $25.
That's
on
not bad.
Kickstarter. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and you know, it's a lot of dice, a bunch of cards. We've got at least, I think it's going to be 24 dragons to start. I think a good 12 different characters to choose from, and on all likelihood, there'll be more added as we go.
That is great. Now, where can people find the Kickstarter? What do you search for? Just Cindr in February?
Well, in February, yeah, because we're going to launch Valentine's Day. Oh. So, of course.
You got good marketing on this.
Yeah.
This is a winner.
But you can find out about it on our Facebook page, smirkanddagger.com, webpage, and then we'll be doing, you know, some broad marketing, and you should be able to type in Cindr without the E.
Yeah.
So.
That's great. So what else you got? You got anything
right,
else?
Yeah, I do actually.
Here,
so
let's get this out of the way. This is great, though.
So the next one is going right to retail, and it is.
This is the best dating sim I've ever played.
and you got burned.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Wasn't a pigeon in this one.
Whoop, there we go. This is the Deadlies.
Okay.
Now, the Deadlies is a pretty straightforward card game.
Okay.
And in it, imagine if Uno was a lot more engaging and interesting.
Okay.
Because the idea of the game is that it's loosely based on the 7 deadly sins. So they're all here. We've got sloth, we've got pride, lust,
nice,
greed, envy, wrath, and gluttony. And they're all depicted by these kind of, you know, edgy, cute little
the
animal
art on
characters.
this is very nice.
Yeah,
it
done
almost
by Leia Foreman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it reminds me of the first Powerpuff Girls
Oh,
series.
yes,
Yeah.
very much so. Yeah. And what happens in the game is you're going to start with a hand of 6 cards, and that's kind of highlighted by this token that's sitting in front of you.
Okay.
If you get rid of your cards completely, you're trying to get rid of all your wickedness. As soon as you do that, you're going to click down to 4.
Okay.
And then you draw 4 cards. You get rid of all those. You're going to now have a 2-card hand.
Nice.
Get rid of that. You win. And people, however, are trying to load you up with as much as they possibly can.
Yeah, many sins as possible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is really a kind of poke your buddy in the eye game, true to my core.
That you're known for.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
So you can play hopefully as many cards as you can during your hand.
What's your hand size to start out with?
Start at 6.
Say 6. Okay,
Yep.
you said that.
Yep.
I'm an
and
idiot.
now you can play, for example, if you've got a whole bunch of lust,
Okay.
play all your lust. So any number of a given suit.
Okay.
Or maybe you say, well, I'm just going to play all these 4s.
Okay.
So they all have a value from 1 to 7. And so I can play all those. And there I would choose which one I'm going to choose the active card to be, because all of them have very thematic abilities. Otherwise, I can also decide, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Do a
I'm going to
run,
make
like
a
a straight.
run. Yeah.
Okay.
And there, it's always the highest card that activates. But whatever the topmost card is, that is what's going to be the active ability on your turn.
Okay.
And basically, I'm either just trying to get rid of cards or load you up as I play. So, for example, Wrath. I'm going to force you to draw 2 cards from the main deck.
Okay.
And then, if you don't have Wrath in your hand after that and your other 6 cards, then, if you do, you discard it, and now I'm forced to draw.
Okay.
And then we ping pong back and forth until we either can't or decide not to continue.
Okay.
So it just escalates. Whereas Pride, I ask another player if they have any pride. If they don't, they draw a card. If they show me one, then I have to draw a card.
Okay. Yeah,
Gluttony. Gluttony
Yeah.
allows me to either steal one from you or draw 3 from the deck, which seems counterintuitive, but then I get to play immediately again. So I'm
you
looking
regurgitate.
Yeah, and I'm like
Binge and
churning, looking
purge.
for stuff. Like Envy. So now I've got a hand of 15 cards. I draw 2, and if I don't hold any Envy, now I'm going to trade my 15 for your 1. Enjoy that.
I like it.
Yeah.
This is so good.
So it's just a lot of back and forth. Lust is a favorite just because thematically I love what it does. Lust, it's consensual. You pick a partner, and they decide what happens.
In the game?
Yes. So either 1, nothing is going
You
to
have to
happen.
spend 7 minutes in the closet with them.
Right. Either 1, nothing happens, or 2, we're both going to get to discard a card. Cool. Except now it's a trust game. If either one of us discards a lust, it forces the other player to draw 3 cards.
Ooh.
So
I like it.
there's just a lot of
This is good.
going back and forth.
Oh, man. What's in the box?
yeah.
In the box?
Indeed. And so, yeah, it plays in about 30 minutes. It's just full of, shaking your fist and, damning your friends, and there it is. So.
Now, is this already available?
No, this will be out in March.
In March.
retail,
Okay,
in
and
store.
how many people can play?
It is from 3 to 5.
And how long does a game take?
About 30 minutes, and it's going to land for $15.
15? That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
15 bucks, and this already, let me tell you, if you're watching this and you have a group of friends that are getting together, this looks like it'd be a lot of fun. Like a lot of fun outside of the game.
Yeah.
We used to play all sorts of card games when I was a teenager, where they then became strip versions of the game. This would lend itself to a strip version of the game.
Well, yes. I mean, I don't think it's going to be in the rules.
No, it's not in the rules. Make your own house rules, homebrew your own rules. And where can people find out about this game?
Again, on smirkanddagger.com or on our Facebook page. So any of those things.
Well, Kurt, these are both great games, great price point. I wish you all the best of luck with the Kickstarter. Make sure you follow that Kickstarter. And thanks for coming out, man.
All right,
and we'll
thank
see you guys at your local game store.
So long.